So it's my son-in-law. That's good. So it's my great pleasure to introduce you to our current poet laureate here at New Westminster, Elliott Slinn, who just got elected to the school board actually as well. I know. Good job, Elliott. Beautiful bio. Elliott Slinn is a performer who takes listeners on the journey of the heart, who is on his song, because he's also a songwriter actually, and that's how I first met Elliott. I think he was singing songs and also doing poetry. So honest songwriting and poetry, with unique style and emphasis on the musicality of his lyrics, his storytelling and sonic signature weaved together as one. Slinn's haunting and powerful voice carries an air of gentle melancholy, which captivates audiences and leaves listeners spellbound. His work has been described as immediate and accessible. He aims to engage the soul and transform his personal tale into a shared experience. He's performed at the Lululemon Leadership Conference, at Lush Cosmetics, the Vancouver and New Westminster Arts Council, and the YWCA, to name a few. His street poetry, Moment Poems, has been welcomed into numerous events as he writes on-the-spot poetry for people all around the city, often on an old-fashioned typewriter. Yes. Slinn was named a Poet Laureate for the City of New Westminster in 2021. Oh, here we are, and was successfully elected to the New Westminster School Board in 2022. So please welcome Elliott Slinn.
I'm gonna wear my coat because it's cold. Yeah, everybody else is wearing their coat too, so solidarity. Let's see, where's the best place? Okay, that's good, I think. Thank you for having me here to read some poems. When Michael asked me if I would participate, obviously I said I wanted to do it because I love reading poetry, but Alan mentioned I write on an old typewriter, so it's hard to find a bunch of poems. They're just scattered around. I don't have them filed under death or dying, so it's hard to decide which ones to read. I think we all experience loss throughout our lives. Sometimes it's somebody passing along, but I also heard that losing love is like a death. And so in some ways, I feel like I've died many times. And I do believe that everything kind of happens as it should, and I was at a funeral yesterday. So, and it was my friend's brother, and he was 44. So, I think the breath of death is always on our neck, and we so really just have to try to live as best we can in the moments that we have. Unlike Candace, I don't really title my poems, so I'll let you know when one is finished. Okay. I wish I had something new to say about our old problems. The search for love, the rejection, the heartache of shattered dreams, and the hope of the hopeless. But like a record on repeat, like a train chasing the horizon, like a bird singing to the morning, I tell you this now, you are not alone. And this play is perfectly unfolding. I will write this until I run out of ink. I will speak this until my voice becomes ash. You are not alone, and there's not much else to say. Oh, that one's done. Okay. She said, I thought romance was dead. All the ways I want to love her ran through my head, but it was too early to reveal my heart. So I listened, knowing if she ever lets me in, I will restore every fairy tale she lost along the way. The end. I'm here again, alone, for another night. The rain and candlelight as company. You can't see me, and I can no longer find you. You are lost like an eyelash wish blown by a child in the midst of a hurricane. Come back, lost butterfly. Take the pins from out of your wings, shatter the glass, and let the light touch you again. I have decided it is loneliness, and a full sink, and the empty bank, and the non-existent car, and the scars on my heart, and my love of the ideal. Perhaps, I thought the other day, that it is my lot in life to be alone, to watch love through some window lived out by others, while I supply the water for their parched lips. Bukowski once wrote, "There are worse things than being alone, and don't I know it?" It's very interesting. I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but I've been thinking about death since I was a kid. Not in a morbid way, but just with the realization that one day I'm not going to be here anymore. And I'm not saying that it's always informed every decision of mine where, I've carpe diem, but I do believe that it's always like a splinter in my mind that, Bob Dylan once says, like, don't worry about the debt that's, like, it won't follow you. And I always think about that. It's like we hold on to these things and our images of ourselves and what we have acquired and who we are, but we can't take any of that with us. And I think the only thing we can leave behind is how people remember us. And so it's almost like if we can put those things down and just focus on how we touch people, then we have nothing to worry about when we pass, because we've left a good impression. Anyways, another titleless poem. I can't sleep early, I can't sleep late. They told me to eat every bite, but death was on my plate. So I played the fool for your applause. I knew the sea so deep. I sought your absent affection, the way a shadow searches the street. We were young and reckless, but forever will remain your lipstick on my memory, our hearts red wine stained. A lot of short poems. That's where Candace and I maybe we differ. So this is a really short poem. Envy is the death of empathy. Hate is the death of the heart. Jealousy is the death of joy. Greed is the death of grace. Comparison is the death of compassion. May the latter live forever. So just a 360 from what I just said. I tried to write a long poem, and doesn't really have a rhyme scheme. I can't remember the poet's name. It was this German fellow, but a friend of mine lent me this book, and he's like, I think you should read it. And I read it, and the poems were very like prosaic and didn't have a lot of like rhyme in them, and so I was like, well, I'm just gonna try to do that. And so this is it. Love, none can master you. Many have tried. They come to the altar to place a golden rose at the feet of an angel with onyx hair that runs down her back like some ancient waterfall. The hero is defeated so they can find their courage. The villain gives up control, abandons domination. We slip down the looking glass and discover the inner chamber, furnished with beauty that annihilates us. Love, scrub me with diamonds and dust. Soften my heart, set my tongue on fire. Liberate me in the same way you liberate the leaves as they fall in winter, to be made new in spring. Take me to your eternal pyre, set me ablaze, form me from the ash, something new, something wonderful. By habit I think of her. I wander to her memory, distant as the star, bright as the sun, a shadow dancing in the distance. Let me learn the dance. Place the rhythm in my spirit, lend your song to my voice, knowing I cannot keep it forever. Love, your refuge is full of lost hearts. Your cathedral is stained with colors. This was our only mission, to wave your flag on the high walls for all other seekers to find. I have heard your symphony in a child's laugh. I have caught a glimpse of you beneath the moon with my imagination. The suffering will never turn me from you. Our tattered flag still flies. A voice comes across the wind. It is yours, the constant call out of silence. Love, in the end, you shall stand victorious. Okay, so this poem is titled, it's called 8:42, so I must have wrote it at 8:42. AM or PM, nobody knows. Beside a crying piano, outside the world's gaze, caught like a fish, my head mounted on the wall. I know the hunters are coming. I've slipped their grasp for years, but with new snares they stalk me, a rifle aimed at my heart, a golden bullet. I sipped water from a crystal stream, cool and refreshing. I felt life run down my throat. I spoke about a new horizon, a vision of unity and serenity, a painting of vast colors and a holy note hanging from the lips of a golden ghost. Trumpet music, the sad violin, history going in circles, the oracle telling us what's always been. This is for the broken, body and spirit. I hope you find comfort in the forever of tomorrow and give back freely the time that you've borrowed. Don't hold on to life so tight. This isn't a serious act. We're just one of many, and I see the next one is up at bat. Okay, 2:20 a.m. I may be the last or the first of many. I never feared the cigarettes, but I was leery of the poison. Someone started dividing the sheep. I wasn't sure who was right or who was wrong. I was tired of fear, and since everyone dies eventually, I figured I didn't need to hold on so tight. Like taking off a small shoe, I'd miss the writing and the wine, but I wouldn't miss the bills, the job that makes me wake from a beautiful dream, or the phone calls from collectors who lack empathy. No, it's not my time, and if it's my time, there's no stopping it. I just hope I slip away quietly, painlessly, and I hope people will still read my poetry. Get through these because I really want other people to have a chance on the open mic. I think it's great when there's some features and people up here reading, but I think poetry really is about community. We write when we're alone, but we want to share it. I think that's the desire. Is like we want to get it out and share with people. So I want everybody to have a chance to read tonight. So I'm just gonna keep on going. The blinds are drawn again. There's no one looking in, and there's no one looking out. There's no one checking in on the situation. A heart was murdered on the second floor, and I want to forget her, but her ghost haunts me, hanging around like some morning mist, cold and beautiful. I feel the claws pulling at me, torn between heaven and hell, the invisible world at battle. Can you long for sincerity even as a liar? Can you call out for love after so long infatuated by lust? Can you begin again and put down your heavy history? I'm asking for a friend. I guess I wrote this one recently, October 10th, 2022. Even the writer is prone to believe that this love, this loss, this pain, this revelation has only happened to him. That no one else can understand, even though he knows that it has happened before, happened to everyone, and it will happen again eternally. And that it's okay to believe that your experience is yours alone, but there is a balm in the shared agony, and if they survived, so shall you. All right, I'm gonna finish with the only one that I have memorized. And so if you've heard me read, you've probably heard this poem before, and if you haven't heard me read, you probably haven't. So hopefully there's more of you. I've heard it said, everything comes to pass. Some things are built to break, while others are built to last. You touched my skin so softly, like a fog upon the grass. It was then that I knew everything comes to pass. Your eyes were bright as diamonds, your smile sharp as glass. I read your little letter. It said your love was on a fast. So I tied you to my poem and packed you in my past. The preacher said on Sunday that everything comes to pass. Thank you very much.